Hello everyone, MarcusWolfe here, welcoming you all back to another episode of Disco Elysium. Let me make sure I'm actually recording because there have been times where I missed recording and it's like I spend a whole episode talking for no reason. So we're recording, that's good. Last we left off, we finished talking to some folks over in the Whirling in Rags that were kind of new and not new. And we also spoke with Kuno, to which I forgot what we discussed.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, I kind of figured on that, kid. I do kind of want to do the empathy check, but...
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Yeah, that's cool. I think we'll take care of that later. There is the body that, I'll be honest, I'm kind of waiting until I'm, like, near dead, and then, like, at the end of the episode, like, let's shoot down the body, and... give it a try, and then I'll die. Because I'm not save scumming, I'm dying. That is slightly different. Because I want this body down out of my own power. I am not going... Okay, maybe that's a little bit too crazy, but you know what I mean, right? Cough, cough. There is one other thing that I would like to do first before I do anything else. Namely, that is to talk to the Hardie Boys again. Reason being is, I want to try to convince them. Yes, it's me again, sir. I want to convince them to really, maybe not be on my side, but that Titus is currently not in the greatest of places. I need rhetoric for that, which is perfectly fine. Do I have any equipment for rhetoric? I'm actually not... I gotta remember what kind of equipment I have. I really do. I have -1 rhetoric. I don't think I do. I remember making a quip about the -1 to rhetoric, so I don't think I do have anything to help with it. Which is perfectly fine, in that case, let me level up my rhetoric. I don't even know what my rhetoric is. What is it, motorics? No. Psyche, right? No. Where's my rhetoric? Am I blind or did I remember the name wrong? I think I remembered that name wrong. What was I looking for? Yeah. Wait, really? I can't level up rhetoric? Are you serious? Or am I just... Oh, there it is. Oh my god. I am blind, as you have not noticed, I'm sure. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I have 6 points. I am willing to put one in just to, you know, get Titus to cooperate. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll move on to something else. Wait. What was that? Oh, intellect. I don't have any... My meds don't do anything. No, the meds don't do anything with intellect. Which is perfectly fine. I don't care too much about it. Hey, Titus.
You again. What is it?
Nothing. Just making you walk back and forth 2 steps so you can get your steps in while you're sitting here drinking. Okay, let's see. 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need a 6 or higher. Yes. I should be able to do it.
Convinced
Oh, thank God.
Titus is being manipulated. Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter.
Oh, true. He may not. But I'm pretty sure the weak links are his boys. Notice how he tries to take control of situations when the boys say more than they should?
Just remember, it's about more than Klassje. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
Yeah, so?
Just remember, it's about more than Klassje. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
Thank you for repeating it twice. I was hoping you would say something else. I don't know why I thought that, but thumbs up. Alright then, case closed. Let's go home, Kim.
Huh?
The lieutenant raises his eyebrow.
He'll get it. Go on.
Just write it down, Kim, okay? In Martinez, they'll just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it.
He takes out his...
You
Oh, oops.
because they don't like you. All because...
It's about more than Klassje. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. All because you work for the wrong people.
Goddamn right. This is Union Town. You work for the company, we will kill you.
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the company.
Work for the wrong company, and they execute you.
They just hang you. Like in the Dark Ages, make a display of your corpse.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just couldn't get him down, okay?
What? You just couldn't get him down. You couldn't get him down. That indicates that you tried to get him down. Oh, was this a scare tactic gone wrong? Basically a prank gone wrong. I mean, this is clearly not a prank, but you know what I mean. Like, you hear it in social media, all these crazy people doing pranks, and then either someone gets hurt or killed because of it. Were they trying to scare him by hanging him? They couldn't get him down, so he just got stuck up there. Oh, dear.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm.
Firearm, a Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
One of them is... No. Theo is trying to stand up to defend. I don't think he is the weak link here. I think we need to keep pushing Angus. Angus is the one that clearly has a little bit more weakness. Or what? Are you gonna be killing me like you killed that guy back there? For no stupid reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
He takes a breath, wheezing.
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment.
What? What? You did not kill him. You just... What? Wait. Okay, you know what? I already had my suspicions when they so easily said, we hanged him, yay! I did have my suspicion, especially when he said it was a quiet hanging. It's like, did they even hang? But now he has solidified it for me. We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when... What? So what you're saying is the Sunday friend witnessed not a murder, but 8 people discovering the body. And for God knows what reason, they just decided to say, hey, here's the story. We're gonna be the fall guys, okay? We're gonna I guess the term is martyr ourselves by saying, hey, we got things under control. This is our district. Whoever comes here is gonna be that man right up there. I mean, it's falling apart. I mean, Elizabeth clearly is... Elizabeth is clearly in on the lie. Why lie? Your client... These are your clients. They are not... Unless... There has to be something more to this story. I would hope that Titus is not using this as a chance to martyr themselves as the Hardie Boys that will do anything to protect the district. I really hope not, because that would be quite... I mean, it would be in character, but it would feel rather shallow for a man such as Titus Hardie. It would feel shallow, and I hope that is not the case. The room falls silent. So quiet, you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
She walks off without looking back. So what was her role here then? It feels like her role was to flex her knowledge and legal muscle to perpetuate the lie. Because when the Hardie Boys at the start of all this said, we killed him, she was going along with the lie and saying, well, guess what? Now you have 8 people. You can't convict 8 people. Which is a total bullshit lie. It really is. You can convict as many people as you want, as long as you can prove that they are in some form complicit with the crime in question. So whatever Elizabeth was saying there was like total bold-faced lie. It's like, I don't know where she got her legal degree. But anyway, that said, what was her role then? Was it really, it's just to perpetuate the lie? Which would make sense, I suppose, but then why perpetuate the lie? That's my next question. That's my next step now. Why pose yourselves as this man's murderer when you guys never were?
You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
Okay. So, you didn't kill him, as Angus has so nicely put. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. What was it?
We're not sure. Probably a bullet. The wound was difficult to see.
At least you'll know what to look for now, when you get around to doing the autopsy.
Why?
'Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Is Klassje part of this? Because they were so desperate to make Klassje play along, and were very angry when she chose, nah, never mind, we're fine. Is Klassje... Wow, this story has just taken a whole left turn. I mean, I was already kind of sus in the middle was, did you guys really kill him? But now it's just like, burp.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Klassje came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
And how exactly did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
The rat-faced man snickers.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. You keep taking it easy too, Angus.
He turns back to you.
That's okay with the fat man, still wheezing there. He couldn't speak if he wanted to.
What happened then?
Stairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
A bullet hole... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. I think I'm getting the picture here now. Someone, somehow, found the key to the pinball workshop area. They went up there, probably used a peephole, or they created something, and see what Klassje and the victim were doing. Upon seeing that, someone came outside to Klassje's balcony, shot into the oh god, I can't think. They shot into the apartment and killed the man. Klassje, being shocked, took drugs and came down in a drugged out stupor. I think I'm starting to get the picture here a little bit.
He means they'd been fucking.
Well, no duh, rhetoric.
Tibbs patched the window, and the corpse we hanged.
Tibbs. Is that the 8th Hardie?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Oh. So that's how you got the new window, without anyone being the wiser. So, if Klassje didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
Honestly, no. Even after talking with her. What kind of shit are we talking about here?
The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
And who exactly are these people?
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
The moral intern? The Sunday friend was here. Is he really here just for pleasure? Or is this also business? And if Klassje is correct, is it this business? Ah. Okay, a lot of things are just opening up now, and I am getting more confused, but definitely interested in this story. It's a very interesting mystery story we're having here.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Okay, so who killed the merc then? You have any idea?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Okay. I feel like there's something going on in that mind of yours, though. Care to share?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klassje. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And have you had any ideas about the victim's past, too?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Training. Years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell.
He pauses to think.
Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
Of course. So, whose idea was it to hang him in the first place? Klassje's?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
In a manner of speaking, so that kind of implies that two were in charge of this idea, and you did mention girls. So who is this other girl?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
And let me guess. It's the drug trafficker. The missing 8th Hardie that I've been talking about and you all have been dodging.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardie Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
Okay. If I don't know much about her, then how about you help? You know, name, current location, those kind of things.
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klassje you want to talk to.
Fine. Well, looks like we did it, Kim.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
Yeah, I'm not sorry I made you guys fight. Yeah, I appreciate that fight, because that gave me all I needed, and Elizabeth's face is now out of the picture. God, I just did not like her. Thank you, Titus. I'm gonna go talk to Klassje now, for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go, She, Klassje, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but
you would still prefer if we didn't take her away, right?
that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. That is interesting. Okay, I am glad that they did not go with the idea of, okay, we're just gonna make a note to everyone. This is what happens when you cross the Hardie Boys. I'm glad they didn't do that. Yes, these guys are kind of vigilantes in a way, because they offer protection to those that come here to run and hide from whatever. And under the shield of the Union, if you will. They are the Union shield. And they did everything they could to protect Klassje, even though she refused that protection, quite clearly. So, I guess the best way I can put this for Titus and his boys, they provide help to those who need it, to the quote-unquote less fortunate, the ones that come here when there's nowhere else to run. So in their mind, in their way of thinking, they are the good guys helping the people of this town. And I can see that happening, especially that they perpetuated this lie for that. And Elizabeth just jumped into it because she also wanted to protect. Elizabeth has the same ideas as the Hardie Boys. She wants to protect the people of this town and anyone who comes into it, like running away just to come by. And she was trying so hard to do it that she was trying to make the group shut up and not say anything about the murder, afraid that, like, Angus will do something like this. Very interesting. So I now know what Elizabeth was doing. It still doesn't mean I like her. Oh god, no. But kinda puts things into perspective.
This window.
So that's why the window was recently... So the shot came from outside. I would expect to have found a bullet casing, but apparently not. So there's a bullet wound on the corpse somewhere.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Look, Klassje, the Hardie Boys told us what really happened. Finally.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
You don't look surprised. It's kind of like you were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two, then move on to questions. Is it? Something is off here. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardies. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
That's fair, but that's still not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more.
Yes?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral interns.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, grey and pale violet in the morning light.
And what lies beyond it?
The pale, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old world.
And is that why you look over your shoulder a lot? Afraid of the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights a cigarette. Yes, but how does that correlate to what's going on now? What exactly did you do that makes you so scared of the moral intern?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
So, what did you do to have these people come after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol, or even in Orania.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
He taps on his notebook.
The job was Louisdouen County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Louis Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Louis Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
So she's a spy, and now that things hit the fan, everyone is after her. Her employers don't want to correspond with her anymore or have anything to do with her, so they're like, let's kill her. And then of course the people she spied on, they're like, excuse me, kill her. So yeah, wow. I was not expecting her to be a spy. I really was not.
Lowe's Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Wait, they engineer financial disasters in second world countries. Lookstrap conglomerate. Part of the moral intern. Is that why they are put... Is that why the moral intern puts second world countries on a certain, like, watch status? So they can... Is it so they can see if it's worth disrupting the economy? What? I mean, I can see... I can see the reasons behind it. Sort of, not fully. Because I don't understand financial politics at all. Much, I should say. But yeah, I can kind of see where it's going. Like, you disrupt the financial institutions of one area. If you do it correctly, you end up bettering another place and maybe worsening your enemy. So it makes sense. But that sounds terrible. Engineering financial disasters. And in second world countries, of all places. Huh. Well, I guess third world countries isn't worth it. Because you can't... They don't... I guess third world countries don't have enough financial influence. Second world countries would have enough that people will pay attention to it. Well, I mean, yes, you were a spy, but I'm sure there are people who have done much worse than that.
Sure. I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. People lost their jobs. Good people, too, not just C-suite.
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
True. In that case, let's get to it. What happened here on the night that man died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Okay, that's a start. Tell me exactly what happened, as you remember it.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open, dumb. I could see. I could...
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead before he fell down on top of me.
I'm sorry, I just had to read it because I need to, what's the word? I need to digest it so I can remember it. So they had just started penetration. And she had a good view, and in her position, she had a good view of what was going on. The window shattered behind her, and when she turned to look, there's a hole in the glass. Where was he shot? Either he was shot straight in the heart from the back, or he was shot in the head. Those are the two places I could think of that someone would die instantly. And I don't mean go into shock, I'd mean die. What happened next?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette, miss.
Oh.
She looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. I'm sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
She immediately proceeds to light another one. If there was no second shot, it could mean two things. One, well, technically three things. One, the target was always the mercenary. Two, the shooter did miss and chose not to take a second shot, afraid of someone having heard it and come to check. Three, they missed. Three, they did mean to shoot him and probably meant to shoot her, but were kind of, cold and very cold about it. It's like, let's let her wallow in this fear for a bit before we kill her. So there's three reasons I can think of that. I can think of this happening.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
11:30 to 12:15. That's like case 4 in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. It's like, was it Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Oh God.
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Are you sure? I'm sorry, but Titus mentioned that you looked pretty high when you came down to meet him.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What did you do then?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
And what happened after you got downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardies were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Well, I'm sorry. This is the first I'm hearing of this Ruby. Who is she?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader?
Of what?
The Hardie Boys.
The 8th Hardie Boy. So I was wrong in my assumption that it was Klassje, but I was sort of right about her affiliation with them, to the point that the Hardie Boys were trying to protect her, and she said, nah, that's fine. I guess I guess I can see why she refused, because she didn't want anyone, should the time come, to be dragged into her mess and be punished, killed, whatever, along with it. I can see why now she didn't take their protection. Ruby, the leader of the Hardie Boys. I'm sorry, but I thought Titus Hardie was the leader.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardie Boy?
Why not?
Okay. Let's continue then. What else happened?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
That would make sense, yes. Because if they do it any later, if they do it any later, the police will know immediately, no, he was hanged post-mortem. The sooner they do it closer to his time of death, the sooner they can alter the cause of death more effectively with the lynching.
It's a shame we never got around to doing a thorough autopsy. And when was the tampering? 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood. You know what it does.
She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. What did you do next?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
And what did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
Do you happen to know where this Ruby is now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardie Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
It's kind of interesting. Now, I know the Hardie Boys want to protect those that come here, but why? That seems you have to be very heavily invested in some form to do this. This goes beyond protecting, I feel. This is like... Well, I mean, yeah, obviously a cover-up, but this feels like it goes beyond just wanting to protect. When it happened, did you hear the gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Okay. And I'm sorry, but I do have to ask this. Did you kill Lele?
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like this.
There's a silence.
He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet, sweet drugs. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun. Somewhere, lying around, close to her hand.
Well, forgive me for having asked that, yes, but the downstairs people have this crazy idea that you're the one who killed him.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
Well, to be fair, drugs were an integral part of your relationship. Is it possible they contributed to its end?
What does that mean?
Do drugs make you aggressive?
No. People don't take drugs to kill each other. They take them to feel okay with each other. I thought you Ravishol people would be more enlightened on this. I'm sorry, officer. I'm under some stress here.
I can see that. But, forgive me again, he was an army man. He must have had his weapon nearby. I find it hard to believe that if what you say is I find it hard to believe that what you say is 100% true.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
Okay. I would like you to answer some other questions then, miss. I really don't think she did it in self-defense. I truly don't think she did it. The way she's talked about Lily this whole time is like, it was just a drug-fueled sexual relationship. That's all it was. But she never really gave me the impression that he has done things to her. Like, against her will, or evilly, yada yada yada, you know, so... And this last night they were together, that was not their first rodeo, so... I don't believe that she killed him.
Like what?
She waits, her light brown eyes wandering over the floor, over your face. So if you didn't kill Lely, could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
She looks at her cigarette.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But either way, it is something that we have to consider.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
So, why would... If you're hiding from Luke Sapp and the moral intern, why call the cops? I feel like that would... That's a high risk of being caught.
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
So you would have us believe, but I believe you're not.
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
No, I believe her. I do believe her on that. He has... Just that description that... Why would someone who has killed... I mean, unless it's like guilt, but I highly doubt it. She can't stand him just being there, hanging, and no one saying a word. She just couldn't stand it. When was that window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
She takes a drag.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
In her bedroom, inside?
Yes. You see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Alright, I mean, I suppose that is something we should do. Anyway, I think we're done here for now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke, just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
The lieutenant glances at you, then the door.
He's thinking, are we done here? Or...
Psst. Discuss the secret route. Wake up. 7. Yeah, let's try.
But we are...
Oh, come on!
Sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking details of the sexual kind. We are a bulwark, unbreached. If you have doubts, just give us one example of deceit. Just one, and we will gladly change our minds.
Alright, well... Is it possible that the lurid explicitness conceals something less sensational but more... illegal?
Who is this personhood picking these seditious options? Can't you see the detective grows weary of your malcontent?
Oh, excuse me, drama, okay? Look, I'm just trying to get this story going, okay? Yes, I'm picking the options, but you don't have to break the fourth wall to actually attack me! I was like, oh my god, that's fourth wall breakage. Okay, this is personal now.
Stop staring at her eyes and say something pertinent to the case. This is making you look like an amateur. It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now.
Alright. Well, that's a lot of things that happened. A lot of things. And more importantly, I need to rest, because my voice is starting to go a little bit downwards. So, but we did learn a lot of things I was not expecting. And boy, it is very interesting. I'm so interested. This makes me so much more invested in what this case is. The poor body. I have got to take that body down. I really, really do. God damn it. I don't want... If I take the body... I don't want to shoot the body now. Because there's a bullet wound on the thing. And I know that because I started over that one time. So, I don't want to shoot the body now, because then I won't be able to... there has to be another way to take the body down besides shooting it and then ruining the corpse. But that's neither here nor there. I'll figure it out some point later in, you know, the series. But until then, I am done. I need to rest my voice. So, later.